Hi, I'm Dino Tripodis. Tonight on the podcast, the world's most superstitious Buckeye fan may now be the world's most disappointed Buckeye fan. Billy DeMora is back on Whiskey Business tonight. Dino Tripodis, and here we are in September of 2020 in the the world of COVID. September, first of all, I hope that everybody is healthy, and if everybody is not healthy, if there's someone in your family that's suffering or sick, I wish them nothing but the best and a speedy recovery with all the craziness that's going on. But September, on a very selfish base level for sports fans, I mean, we've had our fair share of modified baseball games, and we've watched hockey in the bubble and basketball in the bubble, but the football fans are just chomping on the bit for their favorite sport. Just last week, I watched high school kids play here in Columbus, Ohio. High school football was back. Some of the college divisions are playing football. And there's a couple big college divisions that right now aren't playing football. And that, my friends, here in Columbus, Ohio, hits deep into the heart of Buckeye Nation. As we speak, during this podcast, there is no Buckeye football. And every year, right around this time, usually prior to this actual date, we have the world's most superstitious Buckeye fan in the world, Billy DeMora, coming onto the program to discuss what level of insanity he's taken his superstitious nature to. But it intrigued me, with no Buckeye football, what is a man who has lived and breathed Buckeye football since he was a small child, lived and breathed Buckeye football as a young adult, lived, breathed, and has gone completely maniacally out of his mind as a full adult over Buckeye football, do now that there is no Buckeye football. Hi, I'm Dino Tripodis, and welcome to Whiskey Business, the podcast not so much about whiskey as it is one with whiskey. Tonight, we talk to what I call now the world's most disappointed Buckeye fan, Billy DeMora, on his fifth appearance on Whiskey Business, which we're affectionately calling Cinco DeMora. Cinco DeMora.
I thought we were calling it the...
We are calling... That's going to be the title of the podcast.
Okay,
will be A Season Demoralized.
Yes,
But we have to give note to the fact that this is your fifth appearance.
I think it's a record, right? It's
I continue to have the record, and I will never let that record be overtaken.
He has so few things left in life right now.
That's right.
We can't take this away.
This is the only superstition that's going on that would have happened on a normal year. That's the only thing I'm going to be able to do this year. It already sucks.
Before it sucks even more and we talk about it, let's let Hansberry do some business and get that out of the way first. And also introduce the lovely guest bottles, which I know nothing about. Billy brought them for us to share, so he'll be telling you about our guest bottles here in just a moment. But go ahead, Hansberry.
Yeah, welcome to Whiskey Business in a Bubble. We're out here at the pond again, trying to social distance a little bit here outdoors. Sure. So you hear the crickets and the birds. It's a kind of a fun, I don't know, something nice.
It's nice.
Something
it's
nice.
It's incorporating nature.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But thank you for subscribing to Whiskey Business, whether that's on your favorite podcasting platform, iHeart, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, whatever that is. Thank you. Subscribe to Whiskey Business on YouTube. Whiskey Business with Dino Tripodis. Click the little like button and the bell, and you'll get notifications every time a new video pops up or if we go live on YouTube. Facebook, Instagram. And of course, all of this at whiskeybusinesspod.com and HBO Max.
Yeah. No. Maybe someday. Maybe
what about Disney Plus? Everybody else has got it now.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right.
And everybody's fighting for content. Who knows? They could throw us up there. Our guest bottles tonight are 2 bottles from 10th Mountain Rye Whiskey and 10th Mountain Whiskey in Spirit Company from Vail.
It's bourbon.
This is bourbon.
Yeah.
From Colorado. Is this from one of your trips?
No, it's from a whiskey club that I belong to. I get
A whiskey
I
club.
get small batch bourbons from around the country, 2 bottles every other month.
Every other month. And these are, what do you know about these?
I mean, the people that are making it donate the proceeds to the veteran families in Vail and around Vail, and also to Wounded Warriors. I think one of the founders had a relative that was in the 10th Mountain Division, which is a famous division of the armed services. I like their whiskey. Their bourbon is smooth and not too hot, and the rye is really peppery, and it's not hot either. It's only 86 proof. The rye and the bourbon's only 892 proof.
Are you a rye fan?
Yes, I am a rye fan.
Okay, good, because so am I. So I want to try this. What am I drinking now?
We're drinking the bourbon now.
I'm drinking the bourbon now. Do we have any more ice? Where'd the ice go? Johnny, if you don't mind. Yes, and of course, let me...
The bourbon's almost got a little bit of a rye.
It does,
you know,
a little bit, but when you taste the rye, you will know it.
Okay.
All right, let me have a little bit more of the bourbon as we pour and drink and discuss. For those of you watching this podcast and seeing Billy DeMora for the first time, I'll say, as I've said on the podcast before, do yourself a favor and go back and listen to the other 4 podcasts with Billy DeMora, who is, we call the world's most superstitious Buckeye fan. Every year, there's something different added to the mix. Some things leave in order to ensure a winning Buckeye season. But this particular season, we all lose. We all lose. When you first heard that there was not going to be not only Buckeye football, but Big Ten football in general, but more to the core of where you live, no Buckeye football, what was your reaction?
Besides almost stringing myself up, I was depressed. I mean, it's the thing I look forward to every year. It's who I am. I bought new wardrobe from top to bottom for the new season.
You did?
Yes.
What was a new wardrobe?
Well, I had new shoes and new socks and new...
I'm just making a check. Make sure you...
Well, I don't know if I want to use them now because we don't have a football team, so maybe I'll be in bad luck that I have started to do something all new. After we lost to Clemson last year, after we got screwed by the referees at the Clemson game, and I was there, of course, I said, well, maybe I have to change things up because we lost to the Clemson. So, again, I had a new hat. I'm still wearing the old hat because there's no new football season. But
right.
They get debuted. If we ever have a first game, I'll have, well, maybe. Because like I said, now it's probably all bad luck because I bought all the stuff and we're not playing football.
So...
Thanks to the sociopath in the White House.
So okay. Well, we're going to get to all of that
all right.
here in a moment, one step at a time. But
right.
Do you think that by prematurely buying any of the new garb, did you have anything to do with the fact that
that COVID hit? I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean,
are you to blame for COVID?
Oh, no. Like I said,
right here.
There's only one person to blame that we still have in September, and that's the idiot.
We'll get to that.
I blame COVID on myself.
Okay. All right. So you're saying now that the stuff that you bought for the new season might be nil.
Yes, it might be nil. It might never get the light of day. Correct.
It's
it might be tainted. I agree. Yes. If we don't get to play football this year with the team we had, which was preseason number 2, which had 2 preseason All-Americans in the quarterback and offensive lineman and defensive back Sean Wade, we had 3 preseason All-Americans. We were loaded for bear. We were going to be a force to be reckoned with. We were going to beat the team up north. And according to the coach, we were going to score triple digits on him because he was so pissed off at little Jimmy Khaki Pants that we were going to score 100 on him. That if we don't play football because of that, I just might have to just never wear that stuff again.
Never wear that stuff again.
Yeah.
So
again, never wear it to start with. Yes.
Never. So just burn it.
Well, I don't know about burning it.
Yeah, we'll have a campfire.
What if
we can do it live on Facebook?
If it's
well, because if we happen to something do bad, maybe I go back to it and it changes luck around. You never know. There's always you can always change luck.
So it's in reserve.
It's in reserve.
It's in reserve.
It's in reserve.
But if Buckeye football were to start Saturday, you would go out and get all new stuff right now, or would you wear the stuff you got?
Well, if we played Saturday, I wouldn't have to not wear it because we would be playing on Saturday.
I got you. Okay, I think I understand your logic.
Listen.
You think I would after 5 installments?
When they said there were only going to be 20,000 fans in the stadium, I was going to be one of those 20,000 fans.
Yes,
I had my tickets, and since my tickets come from public officials, they were going to be let in. There's no way they're going to piss off public officials. I was going to be in the stadium. I don't care. And I told people, if I'm going to die of COVID, I'm going to die watching an Ohio State football game.
If you're going to die of COVID, you're going to die watching it.
I'm gonna get it and die watching Ohio State football. Yes.
Okay, that's how passionate you are.
Well, I mean,
that's
absolutely.
how dedicated you are.
I lose everything else.
That's how crazy you are.
Yes, exactly. I'm crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you're crazy.
Yeah.
So you would risk.
Dying for Flagstaff football? Of course I would, yes.
Okay. With COVID-19 or anything.
Hey, I went to one game back in the day when we played LSU. I had 102-degree fever, and I still went to a game. And I went to a bowl game against Notre Dame in Arizona with 102 fever. But I don't care. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die watching Ohio State football.
Okay.
You were going to be the
All right,
one of the 20,000 at the shoe.
I was going to be.
All right, hey, I have to get something off my chest. Last year, we were talking about your outfits. And I went online and I put in an order on Amazon.
And you never got it.
For Ohio State boxer shorts.
Yes.
My wife sees me putting an order for extra large Ohio State boxer shorts. She goes, "What the hell is this?"
Extra large?
Or
Who you
whatever it
fooling?
was.
Who are you trying to fool?
I'm not fooling anybody.
She cancels
Who are
the
you
order.
kidding?
I like them loose because I move around a lot.
Long story short, I've really ever since that moment, since we lost to Clemson, I've felt just a smidge of, oh man, I wonder if I would have pulled the trigger.
Well,
on
I
those
would not have
boxer
brought them to the
shorts.
game at Clemson because that's home game underwear is different from away game underwear.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank God.
Got that?
I thought
Feel
that
better
maybe
now?
I was responsible for the loss.
Boy hasn't been sleeping since the last podcast because of that.
Oh well, I'm
Thank
sorry
God.
about that. I haven't been doing much sleeping at all anyhow.
All
about
right,
anything,
I want to
so.
get your take on a couple of things that have been out there in the media as far as statements, and you tell me yay or nay or bullshit, whatever the case might be. Kevin, the commissioner.
The idiot from the Big Ten. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, I think I know where this is going to go now. Described the vote initially as overwhelming in favor of shutting down. True or false in your opinion?
Oh, it was false. I mean, it was proven when Nebraska players sued the Big Ten to see what the vote was, and it was 11-3. With of course Ohio State and our new president, who is I love her already because she wanted to play football, and the fact that she's I think more along my philosophy and everything than others that have held that job. I'm happy as a lark to finally have a woman president that, unlike the former woman president, actually likes football as opposed to the other one who didn't know anything about football. Karen A-hole Brooke, and we'll rest of the A-hole part of it. But I like our current president.
You like our current president?
Yes.
And you like where she was siding with things?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Okay.
I mean, anybody that, we change presidents, we worry
President
because
of Ohio State.
President of Ohio State University, not sociopath in the White House, but the president of Ohio State. When we change presidents, we always worry about if that president understands. The university president understands what football means to Ohio State.
Why would they get a president who does not understand?
Well,
what
they
Ohio
hired
State
a couple
football-
of them. I mean, the
football
last guy
doesn't
we
mean?
had, I like.
Oh wait, I know why. Because it's supposed to be about academics.
Well, you can have academics and still understand what football means to the everyday Ohioan and to the school and to the community and to the state of Ohio and everything else.
80% of all the other
I
athletic
feel
departments.
bad. My cousin Stevie from Long Island is a freshman at Ohio State this year. Now, granted, he came honestly for the academics and what he wants to do and what he wants to pursue. The Buckeye football was just a bonus, and I feel bad that he's been robbed of that opportunity as a freshman on the Ohio State.
And he's
campus.
robbed of his first ever Ohio State team up north game because we'd have had them here this year.
Yeah, let me go back. Let's start with that for a second before we get into some of the other things. When they announced a tentative schedule, okay?
Oh, that was crap. Playing
When
the
they
team up
announced a
north in
tentative
October.
schedule,
That was crap.
and the big game against Jimmy Khaki Pants, as you like to
Little
refer
Jimmy
to-
Khaki Pants,
little
yeah.
Jimmy Khaki Pants. Sorry, when they said that was going to be in October, how did that just screw up your whole mind
ridiculous.
as far as your superstitions and your Buckeye way of life?
It was. It was utter stupidity. I mean, we end the season playing Iowa.
What's the matter?
Because the last game is always against the team up north. Anybody who didn't believe that ought to be strung out themselves because it was ridiculous.
So what? Aren't you thinking that maybe they thought this is a very important game?
No.
And if COVID runs rampant, man,
No.
we get some games in. Let's
No.
get one of the big games
The Big
in.
Ten wants not that game because the Big Ten wants to play. They don't want to have that game last because it means everything and it overshadows a whole rest of the season. They don't like that. They want to play it differently because it's a division game, and that way, if someone loses, they want to be able to potentially have them play again. I mean, it's all a bunch of crap. The Big Ten. I don't know why Ohio State just doesn't tell the Big Ten, here's what we're going to do. If you don't like it, tough shit because we're Ohio State and the rest of the conference sucks.
Got it. Okay.
So you've been trying to move the Michigan game for a while now. This just gave them an excuse, in your estimation?
This game is used if they want to play the division games just in case something had to get canceled early or get canceled late and all that. It's a bunch of crap. It was a joke. So we don't play Bowling Green and Buffalo, which can take buses here, but we're still going to fly to Minnesota and play a game flying on planes because of COVID. It makes no sense to me. It's utter stupidity.
So when there was a tentative schedule, you had an issue with the Michigan game being in October.
The team up north game, I don't ever say their name. You're not supposed to
I
say their name.
understand. Well, I can say it. You can't.
Okay.
I don't have the same.
Well, you live in Ohio, so you should.
I don't have the same array of superstitions that you do.
Not superstitions.
I feel confident that I can say the state of Michigan and still have the Buckeyes beat them
I can't.
on a regular basis. You can't. You have issues. I don't. That's why. That's
Okay,
why
that's
I
fine.
love having you
I'll give you that.
on this podcast.
that's right.
We
I'll
have
give you
different
that.
issues.
You're allowed to say the name if you use the word F before it. You can say fuck Michigan, but you can't use the word by itself.
I see. Okay. Good note.
Yeah.
Good note.
Just know that. Put down your book. Scratch that down. Yes.
Good note. Put fucking in front of it, and then I can say whatever I want. Okay, got it. All right, let's look at some of the. Give me your thoughts on some of the options, because Kevin Warner says that that he doesn't like the fact that people are saying that the season is canceled. He refers to it being postponed. Do you feel it's postponed, or do you feel that it's canceled right at the moment?
No, I'm optimistic that I think we're going to play football at some point. I mean, whether it's it starts Thanksgiving weekend, or whether we start in January and play in domes in Minnesota and Detroit and Indianapolis, without fans, it's still going to suck. But at least we're playing football,
Okay.
and all of our players, although a lot of our good players won't play in January because of the NFL draft is in April, and they're not going to get hurt a few months before the draft. But maybe they move the draft back to, I don't know, who knows.
Well, it's like it's yeah. I mean, you start pushing things back, everything else supposedly gets pushed back.
Right.
All right, options. The first one that popped up was a winter season, which you just discussed, starting in January and going to what, April or
March.
March.
10 games. You're
10
done by
games?
March.
All right. Then there was the Thanksgiving start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, which one? And now lately we're hearing about as early as in October.
Oh, that's
start.
the idiot in the White House wants that because he wants to win an election. Screw him. We're not playing in October.
We're not playing in October.
No.
I understand. Okay, you know what? I've been trying to dodge that bullet for 3 times now. We'll get right into it. Yes, Donald Trump said he is encouraging the Big Ten to play ball.
Yeah, because he realizes because he didn't
Are
have
you-
the COVID.
are you
that's why
saying-
we're not
are
playing
you saying
football.
that
We're going
the-
to lose states. Yes.
The October start date is Trump related,
Yes,
or
it's
not Big
politically
Ten
related because he's losing our state right now and the state up north and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, all states with Big Ten teams that all wrap around football teams. And if he doesn't win those states, he's not going to win the presidency. Thank God. And he's not going to win any of those states. But he wants football. So I say, I got you football back. Screw him.
Okay. What about the conspiracy theories that have been flying around that's saying that the Big Ten and Big Ten football was canceled to actually affect the elections?
Well, if they were that smart, I'd love it. But they're not. They're not that smart.
So you don't. That holds no
No,
water.
I mean, forget what these idiots think. They don't know what they can't find their ass with 2 hands.
Which idiots?
The right-wing nut jobs.
Uh-huh.
The people that support the moron in the White House. The people that don't wear masks. The people that bring AK-47s across state lines and kill people. Those idiots.
Football fans?
I'm sure some of them are football fans, yeah. Oh, trust me, there are tons of idiot football fans at Ohio State. Yes, there are.
I won't argue with you.
I'm not one of them.
All right. If they start late, does it even matter?
It does matter.
How's it matter?
How does it matter? What do you mean?
If they start late, if they start late, and now all the other teams that are actually going to play football, at least we think they are.
Yeah,
unless,
it's a joke. Notre Dame
unless
doesn't have
COVID
classes.
brings
North Carolina
okay.
have classes.
All
they play
those
football. It's
colleges,
crap.
all those colleges that are up and ready to play and vying for the national championship. They say, everybody says, no asterisks this season.
Oh, that bullshit. It's an asterisk.
It's not because Ohio State's not there.
Because the two best conferences aren't playing.
Because so they're not there, but still.
Screw the South. Everybody in the South. We should let them secede 150 years ago.
It's the same as baseball. Baseball's got a shortened season, but there's going to be a World Series champion before it's
Yeah,
all said and
but
done.
wait.
Hockey has had a shortened season before it's
but
all said and done. There'll be a Stanley Cup
Everybody's
champion.
playing those sports. Everybody's played. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not everybody's playing football.
Okay, so it's not a national championship?
No.
It
of
doesn't
course not.
count.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. I mean, these schools, they say North Carolina canceled classes after a week because they had 1,000 COVID cases.
Okay, so my
Bullshit. It's all
my
bullshit.
point being, if these other teams start in a timely manner and play football, as
You're assuming they're going to finish the season. I'm not giving that assumption right now.
Well, okay, I'm just saying, let's just assume that they start playing football when they're supposed to start playing football, which some teams are and some conferences are. And Ohio State decides to start in October, November, or maybe the winter season in January. They're not in the playoff picture. These are just exhibition games at this point.
No, I guarantee you, if
I'm being devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
I would love to see Buckeye football as well, but I'm being devil's advocate. I'm saying, what's the point? If you're not going to start when everybody else starts and vie for the national championship, what is the point then of playing football?
That's a good point. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I mean, some of these kids who, if they have a good season, might get drafted, might have a future. I mean, Ohio State's got a lot of guys that, could work themselves as 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th round and make an NFL team for their future.
But you just said earlier there's some guys that would opt not to play.
Yeah, right. The ones that are first round draft picks are guaranteed aren't going to play. Why would they play? Because they want to hurt themselves. Because they're going to be drafted in the first round regardless of whether we play
Regardless of whether we play or not?
Absolutely, yes.
Regardless if anybody sees what they do over the course of another season?
Yes, correct.
They haven't played football. They haven't taken a snap. They haven't made a defensive move, an offensive move. And they'll still be drafted in the first round?
I guarantee it.
Based on what they did the season prior?
Yes.
You're saying that? Really?
I guarantee it.
Really?
I guarantee you.
Is that
you
how
can write it down.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
Is that how it works? If I don't do anything for 2 seasons and but I finished strong, that's what they base it on?
They base it on talent.
Okay, so but doesn't talent need to be groomed? Doesn't talent need to be cultivated? Doesn't talent need to be upkept and held on to?
And they're working out and they're doing things. I mean, their players they're doing stuff now. Trust me, they're going to.
What if there's some that aren't?
Oh, everybody it is. I mean, they're ready to play football. They're together because they're still getting their meals. They're still doing. They're still getting their tutoring. They're still there like they're going to play football at some point.
That was one of their defenses of why they should play.
Because
they
were in
feel
a bubble.
safer
They were healthier
together.
in the bubble of the football team. They were out with all the idiots on campus partying on Lane Avenue and getting suspended because they can't wear a goddamn mask and have to have 75 people drinking.
So
God help the future of this country with the 20-year-olds we have in it right now. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So, I was on campus recently because, like I said, my cousin is a freshman at Ohio State. I saw on campus.
On campus. The
on
people
campus,
that live off campus are the ones with the problems.
I saw everybody wearing a mask on campus.
And you have to on campus. These are the idiots that live on campus. They live on Lane Avenue. They live on 15th Avenue in the sorority house. They live not on campus, but they live campus area. Those are the ones that continue. I mean, I just drove on the way here tonight on the corner of on 4th Street and 15th Avenue. There was 20 kids playing ping pong, drinking, not wearing a mask. Not a one of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me take you. Let me be devil's advocate again. Let me take you back to your days at Ohio State University, okay? Okay. And this is going on when you're in school,
okay,
or when I'm in school, for that matter.
All right. Do I wear a mask? Absolutely.
You could say that now.
Absolutely.
You could say that now. Would you have worn a mask then?
Yes, because I was still working in the State House. I was still doing what I'm doing as a living. That was still my profession. Of course, I would have worn a mask.
And let's remind people what you do for a living.
I work for the Democratic Party. I'm a political hack, for lack of a better word.
A political hack.
A hack.
Oh, yes. You had a far more eloquent explanation for it.
Whatever.
You had a far more eloquent explanation in the last few podcasts. Now you've gone down to a political hack.
Oh, listen, I'm running 5 campaigns, including a statewide one round, a Court of Appeals, and 3 state legislators, including the district you're sitting in as a legislative district right now in the House. So, yeah, I run campaigns, and I was in charge of the Democratic convention, and we didn't have. It was virtual and all that crap. I did all that. Again, for my 7th convention.
Were you involved in the
Absolutely
virtual convention?
I was in charge of it for Ohio. Yes, we had stuff every day that I had to be in charge of, get Ohio stuff in and out of meetings. We had a virtual delegate lunch every day that I had several of the presidential candidates that ran speaking to a virtual lunch, all that other stuff. Yes.
In your opinion, how successful was the virtual convention?
Some of it was great. The roll call of states was much better the way it was done than we ever did, than having a bunch of idiots get there. Well, back in Iowa, we were the corn farmer of America crap. But what they did in the virtual thing was awesome. Was great. I like some of the parts, but not being there with people that you only see every 4 years, not having being able to mingle, to being able to meet, to BS with people, to meet people. That was the part that sucked. Plus the fact that we didn't stay in our hotel. I didn't get a million Marriott points, and I could go to Hawaii for free. Yes.
It comes down to the point.
The swag bags
How
are
many?
nice.
$1 million?
Oh, yeah. I would have spent. Oh, yeah.
You
I got
probably
$1 million.
cover everybody's rooms, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The rooms are everything's on my credit card. I just pay it off with the money that I've earned, and I get all the points. I mean, I have to have something when you don't sleep for a week and a half and do conventions. You got to have some perks on it. So my girlfriend missed out on a free trip to Hawaii.
Oh, what? That many points?
Oh, I had a million. I'd have been a diamond. I'm a diamond member of Hilton. I'd have been a whatever the platinum level of Marriott is. And
I don't know. I have no idea.
We'd got a free trip to Hawaii.
I have no points
Yes,
with nothing.
I live for
with
points.
nobody.
Yes.
Yeah, I know nothing about the
But when you go to the Derby next year, because you're going next year, so you go this year, and the points would paying for my hotel room right up the street from Churchill Downs that we can walk to the church.
Right, you told me that the hotel was taken care of.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize it was because of the points.
What are the points?
I thought it was just you being generous.
No, it was points. You're staying for free, and I'm not charging you a nickel for it.
I'm not questioning his friendship. He's a great friend. He's an amazing friend, and I was sad that we didn't get to go to the Derby this year.
Twice. We didn't get to go twice because we should have been leaving tomorrow to go down for the Derby because you and I had the 2 tickets and you were going with me.
I was going with you. I
September 2nd,
had committed to it, and now no spectators.
Yeah, we got screwed twice in 1 year. Yes, for the Derby. Yes.
You got screwed twice in 1 year. That's a record for you.
No, my girlfriend wouldn't appreciate that. I've had the same girlfriend for a year now. She got through football season last year, and she became part
She's
of
a keeper.
Yes,
She's a keeper.
She became part of the Superstition last year. So.
Really? How so?
Because she stayed over every home game, and we won every home game.
Nice. Oh, we talked about that.
That violated a ton of superstitions.
It
Are
did.
you?
But no, because
You do not let women. The last time, if I
lost,
remember,
it's
I don't
right.
remember what podcast it was.
Texas, yes,
it
we
was
lost.
Texas,
Yeah,
and
we
you
lost.
let a woman stay over, and we lost. So you started letting her sleep over on a regular basis.
I made it well after the first game, and we won by 70 points. I said she had to sleep over every home game because we won the first one.
That's a
And-
great
and-
pickup
and-
line.
and
You
she
gotta
was okay
do
with
it.
that.
And we won every game.
Yeah.
And then the night before I left for a road game, she had to sleep over too. Yeah.
What about the Clemson
Before the road game.
What happened in Clemson?
It was too many days in advance.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. Does she have anything to do with that?
No, because she went home for Christmas. I didn't get to see her. I mean, I went home for Christmas and saw my family, and then left on the the game was on the 28th of December. I left on the 27th, and I was with Christmas, so I didn't get to see her for that week. So that's probably why we lost.
Because you didn't get to see her.
Yeah, probably.
Isn't that refreshing? Isn't that refreshing for you? To actually say on this Cinco DeMora podcast, the fifth DeMora podcast, to say that a woman who in the past a woman would taint a potential Buckeye season,
Yes.
isn't it refreshing to think that because she didn't stay with you, that's why we lost to Clemson? Isn't that some sort of an emotion? Isn't it some sort of an
I
emotional
think I'm
growth?
evolving. At 53, I'm finally evolving.
An
yeah.
emotional growth and turn in
now,
your life?
Now, let's put it this way. She still doesn't sit next to me. No,
No,
that-
God
that-
forbid.
that-
No,
no
she
way.
doesn't sit next to you.
That'll never
No,
happen.
For God's sake.
Oh no, she went to a couple games, but she sat up her deck. She did not sit with me.
Well, no,
He's
because
not crazy.
I'm not
okay.
crazy. That's right, I'm not
Yeah,
crazy.
all right.
I might be nuts, but I'm not crazy.
So we haven't gone that far with it.
That'll never happen.
Okay, be honest. Would she have sat with you this season at all?
No,
If
absolutely
there were, Billy.
No.
Billy.
No.
If she said,
Because that'll break it up.
if
Sitting
she,
next to me
it's-
absolutely guarantees a breakup.
if she said, Billy, just one game, just one game,
No.
Billy, one game. Please let me sit with you
Florida
for one
North,
game.
Because,
you
no,
know,
because
Billy, no, I'm sorry. Her name is
Shelley.
Shelley. I'll be Shelley for a second. Billy, it's just one game.
no.
If you really love me,
That's not gonna happen.
You'll
No,
let me.
because you never do that. Because she's smart enough not to do that. She has a brain. She's not stupid. And also because the seats next to me are paid for by people. The people buy that seat,
Yeah.
and so I'm not gonna screw somebody who paid for the ticket.
All
out of
right,
that
so
seat.
that person doesn't show up on week and the seat's open.
Oh, are you kidding me? People don't show up. What are you
But
kidding?
say it happened.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
COVID.
Okay, let's.
It happened. It happened.
Yeah.
The seat's open, and she knows it's open. She knows it's
She's
open.
not sitting next to me. It's not gonna happen. So move on to the next thing. Let's move on to the rye now, because that's not gonna happen.
All right, Johnny.
If one of my
go
three
ahead.
people that's next to me that can't sit there, your neighbor gets to come back next to me.
Right, and you have you lost football games with my
No,
neighbor sitting next
no,
to you?
uh-uh.
Never.
He's on the backup list.
Oh, I'm sure he's thrilled about that.
Well, he has his own seats, but he's on the backup list for next to me.
Let me try the rye.
Shelley.
Let me try the 10th Mountain Rye. Now you said this is a little peppery.
I think it's a little peppery.
A little peppery. You still drink it neat, huh?
I drink everything neat. Why waste it with water?
No, Nuz, you're not wasting it
You're
with water.
wasting
Why
it.
don't you experiment and let a piece of ice open up some of the beauty that's
Because
in a
I like
whiskey?
the taste of it au natural.
It's
What's the name of the whiskey club you're in? Are you allowed to divulge that information?
I'm not so sure with what they're cracking down on stuff. I don't know. Sure,
All right, fair enough.
We just had a whole
Google
we just
it.
had a whole podcast about the black market bourbon.
Well,
so,
it's not black market. I get it legally, quote unquote.
quote unquote.
It's for medicinal use.
Quote unquote. What does that mean?
It means
Are you doing anything whiskey related that would jeopardize your position with the state of Ohio?
well, if they know about this company sending liquor in, they might want to force it to shut them down. I don't want that to happen.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I am good friends with
Jim
with
Canepa, yeah, I don't want him to
Canepa.
know anything.
Yeah, well,
Even though he's a Dago, I don't want him to know anything.
he watches this podcast.
Yeah, he
on a
does, but
regular
I'm not
basis.
telling him who the company is, so he has no idea. I'm not going to divulge that information.
Give me a
Okay.
hint. What's it start with?
A letter of the alphabet. It ends in 1, 2.
You got it. I'm gonna Google.
Oh,
I'm gonna
my
start
goodness.
googling. You tell me.
So what do you think of the rye?
haven't tried
I
it.
like the rye. A lot of people have to get acclimated or get used to a rye, but I've loved ryes in all the time that I've been drinking whiskey. So you're right, it is a little peppery,
Yep.
but I like it. It's got a nice little kick.
Yeah,
to
and
it.
it's
This
got a little
was
kick, but it's only 86 proof. This one.
Well, this bourbon was very smooth, by the way, very smooth,
I like
very
it.
nice, and I like the fact that the rye's got a little more kick to it, and a little more. It fights back a little bit more, even at 86 proof. So,
Yeah.
And these are not available in Ohio.
No, you cannot buy them in Ohio.
You cannot buy them in Ohio, not yet, anyway.
No, I don't think they'll ever make enough until they change their stupid, idiotic laws. They're never going to make enough bourbon.
They're
eggs to be
not.
sold in
It's
Ohio.
not about changing the laws. It's we. And again, I will defend Mr. Canepa and what.
I'm not blaming Mr. Canepa, I'm blaming
what his team is doing. They're making a valiant effort to get as many good products in here as possible. It's a dance. You know about a dance. You're in politics. You got to dance with the right person at the right time in order to get something in here. We became one of the.
I usually bend people to my will. That's easier. That way.
We became one of the bigger states in the union to get Weller on a
Yeah, we
regular
did.
basis.
Yes,
You know,
I
and
agree.
that was a dance. That was a courtship. That was the thing. So we'll get more. We'll get more.
But I mean, I think these smaller ones. I mean, it's just. I mean, they don't make enough to produce it to ship it all the way here and to sell it at the price that I think they're going to make enough money on.
I understand.
Listen, the first thing to get here, I want it to be Willet products, for God's sakes.
I think,
They make like 12 bourbons. I love them all, and they can't get a goddamn one of them in Ohio.
and that's probably a far more complicated dance at the moment. But you know what? I believe that.
I'm going there next week, by the way,
that
of
they're
course.
I know you want me to come with you next
Yes,
week. You
yes.
want me to come to Kentucky with you next week. And what distilleries are you going to?
I'm going to drive to Louisville, and I was hoping to pick up a bottle of Old Forester, but I didn't get one. So I'm just going to go to Willet to start, and then I'm going to take the connoisseur tasting at Heaven Hill.
The connoisseur tasting.
connoisseur
What
tasting.
is that? How was
Oh,
that
'cause
different?
you get Elijah Craig 23, and you get the stuff that the very rare stuff at Heaven Hill. It costs you $20 for the tasting, but you get to taste the good stuff. And then I'm going to drive, and I'm going to go to Yellowstone.
And this is where I would be with you on this trip if we go. All
We
right.
go to.
Sounds very aggressive.
It's very aggressive.
All right, go
We
ahead.
ended the night in Frankfurt because a friend of mine has 6 bottles of whiskey that I've already bought over the winter that you had to pick it up within a few days, and I made her go pick it up for me because she lives in Frankfurt and she only had to drive a half an hour to Lexington or half an hour to another place, so she picked it up for me, so it's all in her house.
Okay, so you have 6 bottles to pick up.
Yeah.
Which are?
There's some of the one we had last year, the Bluegrass Distillery, the blue corn bourbon we had.
I love
I
the
remember
blue.
that. They made
a
That's
new-
a funky
Nice.
rye.
They made a
That was
high
nice.
rye bourbon.
Yes.
And they just released it, and
I
I
like it.
got bottles of that, and they only had two barrels of it, so it sold out quickly, and I got my bottles. And then Wilderness Trail, who now is selling in Ohio and selling a lot in Ohio, came out with
See, remember how excited you were to bring Wilderness Trail? Like it's never going to come to Ohio.
well, because
And
you
it
know-
came to Ohio.
You know why? Because they started making. They produce more bourbon a year than Maker's Mark and Jim Beam. That's how they expanded so much that they went from the craft distillery trail to the regular trail, the regular bourbon trail, because they make so much bourbon. They're building their 7th Rick House. They're building their 3rd producing house. There's so much money. They're producing so much bourbon because of the market right now that they've grown so much. That's how they're coming in now, because they started producing a ton of it. Mm-hmm. That's why they're in here.
Yeah, well, it's good.
I agree. It's good stuff.
I remember when you brought it, and I've enjoyed it ever since. Yes.
They had a special commemorative bottle that I got.
And I'm enjoying the 10th Mountain as well.
I ordered more of them today before I came over.
You what now?
I ordered more of these today.
You ordered more of them?
Yeah.
I thought you said it's a club and you
It
just
is.
get
But
sent
once you
whatever
join the club, you can order more from the club. What the club sends you.
Oh, I see. I see. So you
Unless
like
they
these.
run out. I like these.
And what do these retail for?
One was 55. One was 46, I believe.
46. And that's what it'd be for. Is that a club price or?
No, it's anybody that's price that anybody can buy them at.
Anybody can buy 'em.
If you, yeah.
Okay.
As I remember, the club you get 2 bottles every other month.
Every other month.
And you get a extra. You get a glass and some other little trinkets they give you as part of being in the club.
It's nice. Do you guys meet on a regular basis
No
as well?
meeting.
There's no meeting. There's no meeting.
No.
So how's it a
It's not
club?
that kind of club.
It's like that club. It's always
Why
it's like
don't-
a wine
why-
club. I belong to wine clubs in Oregon, which I canceled my trip next week for my Oregon trip
I
next week because it was.
because there's no Buckeye football.
Well, I was just gonna go out there just drink wine, but I got too much work to do, and so I just decided I postponed it to November.
You do have a lot of work to do in your job with the Democratic Party.
I'm only working 65 hours a week.
That's all. And you managed to find time to join us on Whiskey Business.
Of course, this is a must.
Do you feel that if you did not do this podcast this time around, that would put the last nail in the coffin in respects to Buckeye football?
Yes, it would.
So do you feel
it's
that
the only
this-
thing right now that's sane right now? The only thing that's normal is me being on this show
So
before
do-
the first football game would have been played, which would have been this Saturday.
Do you feel that that by being on this podcast that might indirectly affect the
I hope
course
so, yes.
of things, and
Yes.
there's be some Buckeye football in
Yes,
October?
I still wear Ohio State clothes
even,
every day.
even though it will probably only be exhibition football
Oh,
and not
okay.
matter in the scope of the national championship. Won't that make you crazy?
I don't want to talk about.
Won't that make you crazy?
You know, I
to
might
see
take
the
this and stick it
Buckeyes
somewhere,
to
right?
to see the Buckeyes run the table on whatever season that they come up with, and not have anything.
I
to
guarantee
do
you,
with,
if the Big Ten and Pac-10 play in January and play their games, the Rose Bowl will host a championship game with the Big Ten and Pac-10 champions, like it should be every other year.
Okay,
Every year.
but
That's
there
what
won't
I'm
be.
saying. Are they
but-
not going to do like a national championship, like Final Four? Or I mean, do we even know anything what's going to?
I think they're going to do it, but screw. I mean, it's not football. The Big Ten's not participating.
Sure.
Screw all these idiots.
So
It is football.
It's not football.
It's football.
It's crap. It's Southern
It-
hillbillies getting together, love making. Who knows what the hell it is?
I don't think it's Southern hillbillies and lovemaking getting together. It's actual.
I will not
football.
watch a game unless the Big Ten. I will not.
It's
I am not
actual
watching
football.
I am not watching any college football this year. 'Cause I don't
You're not
believe-
going to watch any college football.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I don't believe that
I'm
for a
not.
second.
I'm not.
I don't
No.
believe it. You, who I know has how many TVs in your house?
13.
13 TVs. 13 TVs in your house. On football Saturday,
No.
you have every game on, including the Buckeyes, of course.
Well, no, I'm at every Buckeye game.
What?
I'm at every Buckeye game.
You're at every Buckeye game, but for
when
some.
I get home from tailgating.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, you have every other game on. You're telling me.
I'm not watching the game.
and You're telling me, as much as you love college football, and granted, Buckeye football, you're not going to watch a single college
No,
game this season.
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not.
I don't believe you.
You don't have to believe me. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna watch
believe
it.
you. I
I'm
don't
not.
believe you.
I didn't watch the NFL game when the Browns. When there were no Browns, I did not watch the NFL for the 3 seasons. There were no Browns. 4 seasons. I didn't watch a football game.
Are you going to watch NFL football?
Yeah, because they're playing.
They're playing.
Yeah.
Okay. But not college football.
No, my team, no football. There's
There's
Ohio State
no
not
other-
playing. There's no college football.
Isn't there any other isn't there any other college team out there that you have affection for that
Of course not. They all suck. Everybody.
everybody else sucks? There's no one like
Yeah, my other favorite team is ever playing the team up north.
okay,
Or Notre Dame.
Okay.
Or, yeah, right. But
All right.
then I don't root for. I only root for them when they're playing a team that I hate. I hate everybody in the SEC. They all suck. I hate every team in the ACC. I mean, that ain't even a conference. Clemson's the only good team in that conference. The rest of the teams suck. That's why Clemson plays nobody. Gets to be in the championship game after playing Ugats. And I mean, screw them. You know.
So no college football at all.
I'm gonna work. 65 hours a week.
Well,
Screw
yeah.
them.
Thank God it's an election year.
Well, no,
You've
but
got
not thank
something
God.
to
I'm
occupy your
gonna
time.
lose my sanity with Ohio State football. That's the only thing that keeps me sane. Is that for several hours on a Saturday, I don't answer phone calls. I don't take texts. I don't do emails. I watch Ohio State football.
Okay.
Everybody in the state knows that.
Which
no
brings
one
me-
ever calls me.
which-
Because everyone's stupid enough. They know. Well, you tried to call Bill DeMora. Are you stupid? Ohio State's playing football. Everybody knows that. People actually, if they call somebody and say, "Hey, I can't get hold of Bill," someone says, "Are you kidding me? Ohio State's playing football. He's not going to answer your phone. Are you stupid?" I mean, everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows it.
It's even in an election year.
Oh, absolutely. I don't care. Ohio State's playing football.
Even in an election year, if
course.
everything was normal right now,
Yes, football is more important than everything in life.
and football, and this being
Yes. All my clients know that when Ohio State's playing football,
this
they're out.
being a very important election
Yes.
on all levels.
I have to have some sanity. 4 hours a week, I have to have sanity.
You're saying that in the middle of those 4 hours, it would be Buckeye football before.
Even Joe Biden knows how to call me during Ohio State football games.
Really,
Yes.
and if Joe Biden called,
He won't call me because he knows better.
if Joe Biden called,
He wouldn't.
if he did, If he did, how do you not take that call?
Well, because I'm usually in the stadium and the phone doesn't work.
Okay, all right, it does work now. We have it's
No, it still doesn't work.
We have 4G, 5G.
I don't care how many G's you got. The damn phone don't work in Ohio Stadium.
It works in Ohio Stadium.
It doesn't.
You don't want it to work.
It doesn't work.
You don't want it to work.
I can't get scores on my damn phone, so I don't think the phone works.
The phone works.
I don't think so.
Okay, so you're telling me that if Joe Biden,
No, because he knew to call me after the game was over.
he would call you after the game,
That's absolutely.
even if it was urgent.
Because Joe Biden is Joe Biden. He's an everyday guy. He knows not to call me until the football game was over.
He's probably watching the game, right?
I don't know about that. 'Cause
Trying to give him some credit.
I love the guy, but I don't think he's an Ohio State fan. I mean,
Well, nobody's perfect.
No, he's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. All right. So, how has this affected? I've been hearing this throughout the podcast, but at the core, how has this no football season affected your life on a day-to-day
Well, we
basis?
haven't.
Are you still?
It'll start Saturday because Saturday is the first day that we would have had football that we're not going to have football.
Right. So, are you still going to wear Ohio State?
I only wear Ohio State clothes every day
I
of the week.
understand, but are you still going to wear those clothes in a non-existent season?
I'm not going to wear my jersey. I'm not going to wear the new jersey. I'm not going to wear their stuff.
No, of course
I'm going to wear my Ohio State clothes that I would normally. I have a shirt for every day, and I wear that until it gets colder. Then I'll wear different shirts. But I mean, I'm not going to wear what I wear to a football game. The watch that I wear to football games, that watch stayed. It was the only thing I didn't change. It kept the same watch. But I will not wear that watch. I've not worn that watch since the last game. I will not wear that watch till we play another game.
Okay. So, what do you feel from a superstitious nature, going back to the core of who you are and what you are as a Buckeye fan? What are you quietly, secretly doing to move the mojo in the right direction?
Beating Donald Trump.
Beating Donald Trump.
Yeah, because when people start wearing masks and realize this is a goddamn health crisis, and we'll get football back. When we finally get rid of COVID, we'll start getting football and other sports back.
So now, what you're telling me is that your job in life, which you just said a moment ago, if I'm watching Buckeye football, don't interrupt me. Now you're saying that what you do for a living could actually bring Buckeye football back?
Yes. We actually might be able to play football if we get rid of this idiot.
But Donald Trump said he wanted the Big Ten to play.
Because Donald Trump's a moron. He can't speak 2 sentences without flubbing, and he's an idiot. Okay, he doesn't know shit. He's just trying to get elected. It's all a political ploy. All he does is he all just makes up lies. It's crap. I don't. If you don't get me started on this idiot, because I'll start.
No, I am going to start you a little bit.
He's an idiot. If we'd have started this back in March and worn masks like the nurse behind us would agree to, if we'd all worn masks and taken this seriously, we'd have been done by June the 1st, and we'd all have a normal goddamn life.
And Buckeye football.
And football.
Buckeye football.
And Buckeye football.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So how do you think it's going to go in the fall?
We're gonna win.
What else are you going to say?
No, I mean, trust me. 2 years ago, I was the one that told my candidate for Supreme Court who won that he was going to be the only person that won. And luckily, we got another Supreme Court justice that came along with him. But I told him that none of our statewide constitutional office candidates were going to win. And I wrote that in an envelope, and I handed it to him. I said, we're not going to win. You can open this up on Election Day and prove me right. And, of course, I was right because I read what was going to happen. This year is different. I mean, it is different. I mean, there is a different. I mean, people cannot stand this guy, and rational people know that this guy is the bane of all of our existence.
You understand that as a host, that I have to be somewhat objective.
You can be objective all you want. I don't have to be. I hate him.
And objective to say that 4 years ago I didn't think that the man would win, and he did.
Yes.
I
knew he was going to win because Hillary Clinton ran a miserable campaign.
She ran a miserable campaign.
The worst campaign known to humankind.
You're saying that as somebody who actually runs campaigns.
Yes.
So what did she do wrong?
The fact that she spent more money in Omaha, Nebraska, and Phoenix, Arizona than she did in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the 2 weeks before the election on television, is all you have to say.
Okay. And what are they doing right this time?
They're actually playing in all these states. And listen, I'll be honest, the COVID crisis has helped Joe Biden because he hasn't been out campaigning. He's going to start now this week and Labor Day, go out in public. But not having him out in public, and every time people saw him, he wore a mask. He's taking this seriously. He can actually recite the names of hundreds of people that died of COVID, where the idiot in the White House couldn't probably name one of them if he tried.
Mm-hmm.
Because Joe Biden's the kind of person who's empathetic. He feels pain of everyday people, whereas the idiot doesn't.
But aren't you even remotely fearful?
I'm worried about they're going to try to steal it, and the Russians are absolutely worried about. the whole defunding the post office, and he hasn't said he's going to leave office if he loses. I mean, it's a joke, and this guy is trying to sow all the doubt in the world, trying to make people scared to death of him. But right now the poll we just had, the last poll we did, Biden's up 3.
What poll means?
I don't believe in polls anymore.
What
but
do polls mean?
They don't mean anything, actually. I believe that for president, because people lie.
Why would they lie?
Because they don't want to know they're going to vote for a racist sociopath.
Oh my God! So why would you? Okay. Why?
Because I can feel you. Feel it. You can feel it.
If you're voting in a poll, no one knows who you are. Why would you?
Yeah, they do. I mean, you know who you're talking to when your pollster takes a poll.
Okay, but in the big picture.
No. I don't believe that. I think polling is not accurate anymore for president. I mean, for this president, because people lie. But I do think. I mean, have you driven Upper Arlington? Have you been in Upper Arlington in the last several weeks? You can't drive a block without seeing 25 Joe Biden signs. And this is Upper Arlington.
And I remember 4 years ago, they were all Trump signs.
Yes.
I agree with you. I agree. So is that a sign, no pun intended, of...
It tells you where... Yard signs are worthless, except they tell you where the thoughts of the people. Now, if you drive to Licking County, you're going to see all Trump signs. But, of course, those are uneducated, white, racist pieces of shit. But,
Wow.
Do we need to put a disclaimer?
Not all of them.
A disclaimer
no, the ones that voted for Trump are. Yeah.
Not all of them.
Yeah, everybody votes for Trump is a racist piece of shit. You can quote me on that.
I think we are.
I think you are. Fine. And that includes all my relatives in St. Mary's, but one family, and and several of my relatives, Italian relatives in Cleveland, all think this guy's the second coming. They're all idiots, all uneducated morons, and they're all racist. Because I know for a fact they're all racist.
So why are they so enamored with him?
Because they've never seen a black person or a gay person or a Hispanic person in their lifetime. That's why.
Ever.
Probably never. In St. Mary's, Ohio, I think they have 4 black people.
You want to go ahead and work on the disclaimer now?
Maybe we'll put that in the beginning. We'll record something after the podcast, and all the opinions heard on Whiskey Business tonight are those of our guests.
Get a lawyer to look over the verbiage here.
Okay, so.
So I'm going to tell you. So I just got a message from one of our club members.
Yeah.
Who sends me racist text messages every couple of weeks.
On purpose.
On purpose, because he's a racist piece of shit.
Just because he wants to aggravate you?
I don't know. I think he somehow thinks I give a shit what he thinks.
Don't you feel that your button's easy to push?
No.
No? Oh my God! I could sit here. I haven't written them down, but I could sit here and trigger and pull the trigger on 10 different things.
Because that's what you want me to do. I'm also putting on a show because this is a show.
It's not a show. This is you.
But this is me. But this is a little bit of a show.
This is a show.
But as I told you,
this is
as
true.
I told you during the whole Christopher Columbus thing, some of the guys at the club I never thought were racist send me racist emails and texts.
I understand.
And I never knew how bad it was. But
I tried to tell you.
Yeah, but I didn't believe it until I
tried to tell you.
You did. You did. But I couldn't believe how racist. And
I tried to tell you that some covers would come off, and you would see some things that would displease you.
Yes.
I tried to warn you ahead of time.
But I didn't lash out at anybody. You didn't see any emails.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You kept it very.
I told you.
You told
and
me.
Maybe one other person.
Yes, but I told you that you were going to be extremely disappointed.
Yeah.
And that breaks my heart too. I mean, there's not a racist or prejudiced bone in my body. You know that. We've been friends for a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I called you and not other people.
I understand that, and it makes me sad when I see examples of that these days on a regular basis, because there's so much going on.
Yes.
All right. And this is I don't know if I should leave on a Buckeye question or a future of the world question with you, but I'm leaning towards a future of the world question with you, just because I think that'd be a far more crazy answer before it's all said and done.
I'm not so sure about that. But
okay. You as Billy DeMora, who is deeply involved in politics, who has a deep-seated love for life and all the pleasures that come with it, food, drink, socializing, etc., Buckeye football, the whole ball of wax that is, the world that you knew prior to all of this stuff happening. Are we changed forever, or are we coming back to something that you love and miss and still need?
Well, I'm hopeful.
As Billy DeMora.
I'm
That's
hopeful.
you.
No, listen. I'm hopeful if Joe Biden wins that this country will go back to what it stands for, what it's always stood for. But
What is that?
hope, love, empathy, welcome. I mean, everybody being welcome. A country of immigrants. Actually caring about caring about your neighbor. Generally caring about the world itself. But right now we don't have that. And you know, as I've told people, if we win this election, and you will be part of it, I know Bill Mattis is chomping the bit. If we win this election, my bottle of Pappy 23 gets open and everybody's doing a shot.
Really?
Of Pappy 23, absolutely yes.
I did not know that.
Yes. We're going to open the bottle.
The bottle of Pappy Van Winkle, 23-year-old, will be opened up.
And my friends will all get a taste, and we're going to toast Joe Biden.
Was this bottle going to be opened up 4 years ago if Hillary had won?
No, because I didn't have it 4 years ago.
You didn't have it 4 years ago. All right, but now you do have it.
I do have it, and we're going to open it up.
And how many people are going to be invited to this?
I don't know. I think you probably 30 or 40 get a taste.
30 or 40 get a taste. The bottle will be gone.
Yeah, of course.
This is a big move. This is a big step for you.
Well, I mean,
This is a
Joe
big
Biden
step.
winning is a big step for life and humanity.
This is a big step for a
Yes.
man who keeps
Well-
his good bourbons under lock and
Well, if we
key
win the national
and
championship
some
in
sort of crazy
football or
combination
basketball,
Yeah.
we open another bottle
code.
of
Right.
Pappy Van Winkle.
Okay.
The 12, the 15, or the 20.
I would have been happy. You could have said we'll open the bottle of Pappy 12 or
No,
15.
23. If we win, Joe
23.
Biden wins, 23 is the only thing appropriate.
Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah. We actually have fans of Billy that are sitting out behind us that are listening to all the madness that we're talking about. So, on one last note here, since I've gotten a pretty good taste of everything you've had to say, should the Buckeyes start playing again, do you want Hansberry's Buckeye underwear?
Yes, absolutely I do. I absolutely do. Because I'm telling you, my underwear is getting ragged. I mean, it's getting ragged. And it's been several years now I've worn the same underwear because
Was
we
it
haven't
extra
lost a home
large?
game.
Extra large, right? I think I had
Extra
extra.
large.
Extra large. Really? Extra
You
large?
understand? I need space. I move around a lot. I need space.
How much space do you need?
I need space. I need to breathe. I mean, otherwise, I don't rush them all season. They gotta have time to breathe.
Right. So your balls don't breathe, the Buckeyes don't win. Is that what you're telling me?
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough. And I can't think of a better way to end the podcast. What was the question? Oh my God! Thank you, John Whitney. Okay, so I guess it does go back to politics, real quick. Okay, all right.
This is spicy and hot, and has a little fruity taste to it. The
Which
WB
one?
Saffel.
Oh, the Saffel. You brought this as well. Let me show this. Yeah, and when you told me you were bringing it, I couldn't recall why it sounded familiar, but this is one that the Catholic priest we had on the podcast, Father Nick Ventura, brought this.
He got that?
Yeah,
Shit, I can't. This is the first time I saw a bottle. I bought it. I haven't seen a bottle before or since.
Yeah, he brought it. Well, he has connections. He's he has connections with the Lord. All right, thank
on a
you,
mission
Johnny.
from God.
I can't believe I forgot this question.
Neither can I.
Either can I. All right. Who do you hate more?
Donald Trump.
Who do you hate more? Little Jimmy Khaki Pants, Harbaugh, or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. Because we beat little Jimmy Khaki Pants like a redheaded stepchild every year. But Donald Trump we haven't beat, so I hate him. He does harm to everything in life. The environment, to people, to everything. Little Jimmy Khaki Pants couldn't beat anybody.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it. Our guest on Whiskey Business for the fifth time, what we're affectionately
World
calling
record.
Cinco DeMora, has been Billy DeMora, the world's most superstitious Buckeye fan, currently the world's most frustrated and disappointed Buckeye fan, but passionate every step of the way. And thank you for being with us again.
Thank you. I look forward to this every year. It's the only thing I could go and got for me this week.
I hope that when we get together this time next year, that it's an entirely different scenario.
We'll have a new starting quarterback. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
A freshman will never start a game. It'll be his first game at Ohio State before we come here. We'll start a game at Ohio State.
He's we'll have a brand new newbie, huh?
And the trouble is, we start next year at Minnesota on a Thursday night. So
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not an easy. It's not like we're playing the Little Sisters of the Poor Mac team like we do every other year. We're actually starting the season at Minnesota. Of course, I'm going. At Minnesota on Thursday night.
Of course you're going.
Of course.
Well,
Yeah. Well, let's hope you're going.
yeah, don't
Yeah, let's hope you're going. I'm sorry. I'm just teasing.
this is,
I'm just
no,
teasing.
no, 'cause
You're going.
Joe Biden's
You're
gonna
going.
be president
You're
and stuff's
going to
gonna be done.
Minnesota.
Yes.
You're going to
Yeah,
Minnesota
yeah,
next year.
yes.
You're going to Minnesota next year. All right. My name is Dino Tripodis. Can't do this podcast without the able and most excellent talents of my video producer, John Whitney, on the video and YouTube side. That thumb is better. And, of course, the audio talents of Greg Hansberry.
Hey. And let me do some business real quick right now. If you've lasted through this podcast, then you probably are a Whiskey Business fan. So if you haven't subscribed already, we're asking you please subscribe to Whiskey Business.
I need to subscribe. I need to pay money. Who do I pay money to?
You don't have to
Right
pay
here,
anybody.
here's-
Oh, it's a free
here's a
subscription.
jar.
I want to pay money.
Here you go. Here, right here.
Yeah, put it in the
Okay,
parking
I'm gonna
meter.
pay money.
Whether it's on your favorite podcasting app or on YouTube, just go and subscribe because those numbers help us immensely. Also, word of mouth. If you whether this specific episode or episode in the archives, tell your buddies, tell your
When I get the link, I send it to
fans.
everybody you know, and that's always why it's the most listened to, because I have lots of friends.
Actually,
They wanna see me-
you
somebody
need,
beat me.
You need, yeah,
Oh, who?
yeah.
Oh, not after this one. I'll send it to everybody in life.
There's
Every
some,
Democrat will get
There's
this one
some
as well as
people
every
that have
Buckeye.
surpassed you.
Oh, that's crock.
on the YouTube
Who?
views.
I want to know who.
I'll tell you exactly who. Tommy Gallo.
Who's Tommy? Oh, Gallows. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
from
the chef.
Gallo.
All right, well, I'm gonna, trust me, I know more people than he does. I'm gonna have that more
Tommy
people.
Gallo and
It's
I
a
think
challenge.
and my mom.
Well, I
Yeah,
can't do anything
wow.
about your mom. Your mom should be number one.
Shit,
All right,
it's a great
I'll
episode.
defer to your mother, but not Tommy Gallo.
But yes, thank you guys for listening and subscribing. Tell your friends. The word of mouth is great. Follow us on the social medias: Instagram,
Speaking
Facebook,
of
Twitter.
word of mouth,
Yeah.
you mentioned that there was somebody from someplace
Oh
that
great. Thanks for reminding me. All right.
Tom
no-
Seaver just died.
Oh
Oh,
no!
come on.
Oh man!
Why you gotta say that now?
Why you got to bring that
That is
up?
75 after complications of COVID.
Man, 2020 sucks
Tom
a bag of
Terrific.
dicks.
They took Tom Terrific.
Oh my god.
The 69 Miracle Mets, no more.
No, man, that's sad. That's sad. We had some people that Hansberry said that he asked me if I knew anybody in.
I'm trying to look
it
up
was,
what,
it was some obscure little town in North Carolina,
Of Raleigh. I think.
a suburb of Raleigh in North Carolina that started listening and listened to eight different podcasts.
Fuquay Varina.
Fuquay Varina.
Fuquay Varina. Fuquay Varina.
Okay.
I was going through the whiskey business stats and randomly was a listener from Fuquay Varina. Maybe you can call and tell us
He was a
how to
friend of
pronounce
mine,
the
who
damn
knows?
thing. Had listened to 8 episodes last week.
Okay.
And they were one of our highest listening
Areas
outside
outside of
and I've never heard of it, and we don't know anybody that is from that area.
Well, that's,
so
that's the beauty of the podcast, man.
thank you.
The word of
Shout
mouth.
out.
By the way, one last thing, of course.
One last thing.
I am betting the 3 to 5 favorite for the Derby this weekend is going to finish second. He's not going to win.
Okay. Well, since this
gonna
podcast
win?
will air after the Derby.
Oh well,
But
I'm
it's
gonna
nice
edit
that you
but
threw
who's
that
gonna
out there.
win?
What is it?
So I
Who
write
is
it
it?
down.
the favorite, 'Tis the Law, who won the Belmont, which is the first leg of the Triple Crown and the shortest one this year instead of the longest and last.
Let's see if.
And the winner of the Travers is 3 to 5 on the morning line, hole number 18. There are only 18 horses for the first time ever. 20 horses not into the Derby for the first time in my memory. And the last time 8 full horse, 20 horse field did not enter the Derby was the last time the favorite didn't win. And the 18 hole has never won a Kentucky Derby.
So who's gonna win?
I think it's going to be one of, I don't know, I'm going to wheel both Baffert horses, New York Traffic, and the horse that finished second behind Nadal in the Arkansas Derby, King Guillermo, to win. And 'Tis the Law is going to finish second.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut that from the podcast, but
Cut
I'm
that
gonna
from the
try to impress
podcast,
my
but you're
friends
gonna
this
try to
weekend.
put your bet in, yeah, without a doubt. All right, my friend. I will. I don't know if I'll see you. I haven't
You're
been.
coming to Kentucky next week with me, goddammit.
Oh man. All right, maybe.
No maybes.
Yeah, there's maybes.
No whys or maybes.
There's a lot of
You need to
maybes.
get out of this house and come out and have some drinks and have fun.
Come out and embrace life.
Yes, embrace
again.
life, goddammit.
See people
With
yes,
a mask.
See people.
with a mask.
Yes.
Yeah, with a mask.
We're gonna on the way. We're gonna go to a couple of distilleries I've never been to. There are a couple in northern Kentucky I've never been to. That we're gonna go.
Smoke in your car?
Of course not. That fucking cigarette's gonna be the death of him yet.
No, didn't you hear that? Didn't you hear that people who drink whiskey and smoke cigarettes are less likely to get COVID?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
So that's from the same person that tells you can drink chloroquine is going to
No,
solve
not
it too, right?
from, not from that guy.
Yeah.
Not from that guy. No, this was. Do you know how I know?
No,
that-
alcohol I believe in because I drink every night and I haven't gotten COVID. I
Do
believe
you,
that.
do you know how? You know how I know it's true?
This shit's good.
You know how I know it's true? It came from France.
Fuck the French. They can't make wine either. Fuck them.
Okay, we gotta wrap things up.
Who do you hate worse, France or
Well, I hate Donald Trump more than anybody on the planet.
All right. My name is Dino Tripodis. Thank you, Billy, by the way, for bringing the 10th Mountain rye whiskey. If you're out in Colorado, pick some up and put it in your not your carry-on, but your checked luggage, because it's pretty good stuff. Doesn't look like we're going to see it in Ohio anytime soon. So if you come across a couple of these bottles, they're pretty damn good. Thank you for bringing those.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. And as I said earlier, thank you again for being you. That's all I ask. That's all I ask on any given year is that you be you. And I think it was a treat and a delight. And I would like to say that all the opinions here on Whiskey Business are not necessarily those of Whiskey Business, but of our guests. But we open our hearts and our minds to whatever they have to say. So if you got emails, by all means, send them, and we'll respond to them if you have any responses to them. But I appreciate that my guests feel comfortable enough to say whatever they goddamn well please. So on that note,
No press is bad press.
no
huh?
press is bad press. Until the next bottle. See ya.